Yes, dear viewers, so many thanks to you for having joined us on your program, The Arena on Aneke Television, where we meet to take on burning topical issues and matters facing us as a people in society. On The Arena, we have guests who come to offer their thoughts, their opinions on burning issues and matters in the society. My name is Chris Anibogo. Thanking you for having joined us on today's edition. Yes, of course, I don't know, especially for those of you who are within the Enugu premises. Yes, of course, in Enugu State here. I don't know if you are aware of the notification that has been circulating within the media space about a certain power outage. Yes, of course, that it was said to, be thrown Enugu into darkness for 10 days, which was expected to have started yesterday, being 22nd of October 2025, and will run till 31st October 2025. And that actually raised lots of concerns, bringing so much anxiety, fear, amongst the populace, the people, especially the consumers of the electricity supply in Enugu here. So, to help do a clarification of that very information which came to all of us, it's the mouthpiece of the power distribution company covering the southeast Nigeria. But then in Enugu here, it's all about the main power now. So we have the head of communications of the main power electricity distribution company, in the person of Emeka Eze. It's a pleasure having you join us today.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so sit back as the discussion flows so that we'll get more clarified about the issue. So Emeka, I don't know. Sorry, we have to pull you down here because we understand you have a quite busy schedule. But then the panic, the worry, the concern, the scare about the notification that came from your office to the public about a 10-day power outage, shut down. That's some media bodies reportedly shut down in Enugu, and people were like, "Are we going to be in darkness for 10 days in Enugu? How is this going to affect our lives, our businesses, and the rest?" So that's what brought you here to talk to us about it.
Okay, thank you very much. I quite appreciate the concern of our customers, and like you rightly pointed out, in communication. There's what we call distortion, in communication. I think that's happened with this very information. We notified our customers of a planned outage that was to be carried out by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, which will impact on our services to our customers. And the program was scheduled to commence on the 22nd, which was yesterday, and to end on the 31st. But if you look at the information we pushed out, by the schedule, it's meant to be for 8 days, not even 10 days.
Okay, 8
days. Yeah. But I guess the reporter or the author of the news that it was making the rounds calculated from 22nd to 31st. And that was what gave rise to that 10 day. We never intended to shut down the network for 10 days. There's no way we can do that, considering the fact that the service we render is critical to our existence. But what happened was that the program was scheduled to happen daily. Okay, we have about 9 feeders that are impacted by this maintenance. It was maintenance by the transmission company at their New Haven station. Maintenance to rehabilitate and upgrade their infrastructure, and that was to impact on 9 of our feeders.
9 of them.
Yeah, 9 of them. We have Kingsway Line 1 and 2. We have M&A Industrial Line 1 and 2. We have Thinkers Corner, we have Transekulo, we have Ituko Ozala, we also have Ugogo. Okay, so these are the feeders that were 33 kV feeders, by the way, that were going to be imparted. The exercise commenced yesterday, and that was for Kingsway Line 1. So while Kingsway Line 1 was being, was undergoing this exercise, every other area was having supply. So that is to show that there was no...
was not actually to shut
There's
Enugu
no way,
down.
that's why this is a planned outage. You're planning this exercise, and there's no way you can shut down everywhere for 10 days. That's going to be too hard on our customers and also on the business. Okay, so it's meant to, each of those feeders had a day set for them to happen.
Okay.
For example, like I mentioned, Kingsway Line 1 was scheduled for yesterday. Okay, but there's also a development, because fallout of the exercise yesterday now gave rise to cancellation of this exercise. So as we speak, that exercise is cancelled for now. A new schedule will be given out due to unforeseen challenge that the team experienced, which was going to impact on other
let's
feeders.
get it clearer now. Aside the fact that you are here to make clarifications on the fact that you are not actually planning to shut down Enugu.
There's no way we can do that.
Now there is a new development with the whole
exercise
thing.
Yeah,
so it's been put on hold.
It's on hold for now. The new schedule will be shared with our customers.
I belong to several platforms, okay, and I began to feel the pulse of the people on these various platforms. A lot of persons, raising their concerns, their fears and worries. I struggled in managing the information in these platforms to tell them, calm down. I don't think the information is actually saying Enugu will be in darkness for 10 days, but we'll hear from you first. But this morning, somebody called me and said, since yesterday, their location actually has been having a power supply.
That goes to, underscore what I said earlier. The schedule was such that each of the feeders will have a day dedicated to it. So, if assuming the next feeder is Kingsway Line 2, for example, between 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock, the feeder will be
shut down.
Just that feeder.
So
every other area
on that particular
feeder will be affected. Yeah, just for that, not for the day, for that period.
For that period.
It's not a 24-hour exercise. It's 9 to 5. And the interesting thing is that there might be possibility that the exercise can even be finished before 5 and they restore. There's also a possibility that if there are some unforeseen issues, it can extend beyond 5. Okay, so these are the time gap, the time frame we gave out is all things being equal.
So what really happened, Emeka, is how come there was a particular information circulating everywhere, especially within the media space?
Yeah, they say bad news travels faster. Okay, and maybe because of the sensational way that news was broken. 10 days. Can you imagine being out of supply, shutting down the whole network for 10 days? Nobody can do that except when there's an emergency outage. There are emergency outages.
Okay.
And there are planned outages. Emergency, nobody envisaged that it will happen, and it happens. So, depending on the magnitude of what happened, it might now stretch for days. But this is a planned outage. There's no way you can shut down everywhere for 10 days because you want to do maintenance. So it was designed to happen on a daily basis until you close up.
Well, I don't know. A good number of persons went into panic buying. They went buying fuel to power their generating sets and the rest of them.
It was a great concern, And for us too, we had to do a lot of engagements and clarification, to calm the nerves of our customers and assure them that there was no way, they will be thrown into the dark for 10 days.
For 10 days.
Nobody will do that.
Okay. Having said that, now the twist again is that you're telling us that even the exercise is now being put on hold.
It's been cancelled for now due to some technical constraints experienced, yesterday in the course of carrying out the maintenance. So a new schedule will be shared and we'll make that public.
Well, this your technical, jargon. I don't know how we're going to make this clearer for the viewer now. If we are dealing with equipment, and somewhere along the line, it was envisaged that maybe one or two things needed to be upgraded, and now you're putting it on hold. Will that not lead to maybe something severe in the nearest future?
No,
Wouldn't that affect more services?
No, not really. There's a schedule already.
That's right.
A feeder was to be attended to yesterday. Another one
Today,
another one tomorrow.
till 31st.
So in the course of attending to the very first feeder,
Yesterday.
you encountered some unexpected challenge, which will now affect the other schedule. So if this dovetails, if the first exercise dovetails into the next day, there's every indication that the schedule will be distorted. So maybe, I think, let me also point out that there's a transmission company of Nigeria that is carrying out, not distribution company.
Oh, it's not even from the distribution
No,
end.
so it's also important for you to understand. But it is imparting on our service to our customers. Our supply comes from transmission. So if there's any disruption in the chain, it will impart on our service to you. So if they are carrying out maintenance within their own space, energy will not leave their space to our own network.
Okay.
So we cannot give you supply. So the information, we are just relaying the information we got from transmission. They called us to say that this exercise is cancelled for now and that the new schedule will be shared. So as soon as the new schedule is shared, we'll inform our customers. But we want to let them know that there's no way it can last for 10 days at a stretch. These feeders have dedicated days for the exercise to happen on them, and on those days the customers being served by these feeders are the only ones that will be imparted within that time frame, which is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, so I think it's even clearer enough that this is actually not an exercise coming from the distribution end.
No, not at all.
It's coming from the transmission end.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of persons get confused over transmission, distribution, generation. How does that chain run? And more clarifications.
Okay, I mean, it's just like we refer to them as value chain. Okay, there's a team responsible to generate power. That's the generation companies. After they generate the power, the transmission will pick up the power. The energy generated will be wheeled to the transmission companies. From the transmission company, it will now get to the distribution companies. So there's a handshake from the GENCOs to the transmission, from transmission to the distribution. If there's no handshake, that service will not get to you, the end user, the customer. If the generation companies generate power and the transmission companies are not able to lift the power and wheel to our distribution network, nobody will get electricity. But if they generate and the transmission evacuates and wheels to us and we distribute to you, you get supply. If the GENCOs generate and transmission wheels to our network and we are having disruption within our own network, won't be able to get that power to you. So it's a chain. And once the chain is not together, there's always bound to be disruption.
Is it not because of this bureaucratic, protocolic chain or process that's actually begins to leave us in a situation where we are with troubles with, supply? I don't know if you get what I mean.
I don't think...
for instance,
no, I don't
why
think,
are we not having, like your company, deal directly with you generate and you supply in Nigeria? Why is the system not designed to operate in that way?
Before the unbundling, it was NEPA. NEPA was generating, NEPA was transmitting, NEPA was distributing. But it was unbundled, and you now have respective members of the value chain taking care of each of these their own responsibility.
Okay.
So somebody generates, somebody wills to you, you distribute. So I don't think there's any issue with the chain, the way it's structured. All that needs to happen is for that collaboration to happen, that handshake to always happen, so that the end user will not be inconvenienced in any way.
But then also we'll begin to understand that government, to an extent, has a very big stake, being held in the value chain. I don't know where you are private at the distribution end. So who controls the generation, the transmission?
Generation is also privatized. Transmission is government.
Government just transmits.
Government is overseeing transmission. The distribution is privatized. Generation privatized. So at the moment, federal government is still taking care of the transmission companies.
Then, so why are we now having a very low generating capacity if we have private hands actually dealing with generation? Because, Nigeria actually runs, let me use the word, under generation.
Okay, a lot of effort is being made to improve the numbers, but it has to be coordinated, well coordinated, so that the objective will not be, will be achieved. Part of what is happening is reinforcement of the network. There's also a plan to strengthen the grid, the network, to be able to evacuate whatever is generated. There's also effort within the distribution space to also rehabilitate their networks and the feeders to be able to deliver reliable and quality power to their customers. So all these are things that will happen before we can get to where you are looking at. Without these things happening, you can't get there. If today, for example, we're able to get like 30,000 megawatts generated, which network are you going to put it on? Is the available network able to evacuate that? Is it the available distribution network able to, distribute that? These are questions that need to be answered. And that is where investment in the network comes in. And that is where the need for foreign direct investments to happen. And that is where the latest development, where the states are now empowered to, play, comes in. They need to attract investors, attract investment into their own space, and see how they can also improve on the numbers that are being generated, and also enhance the network to deliver quality and reliable power to end users. So it's a whole lot of work.
Honestly,
everybody need to be involved, actualizing that goal.
Okay, as a matter of fact, also right on the screen, we can see the display of. I don't know if this is about transmission now, if this is about generation, but we'll begin this transmission. So we'll begin to hear from time to time, about collapse of the national grid, and people really do not understand these terminologies these jargons. You understand what I mean?
That's when we say there has to be that that collaboration, that synergy, that handshake. If the handshake does not happen, the grid can collapse. Take, for example, energy is generated, okay, and pushed to us, and we are not evacuating. There's every tendency that it will distort the network, and it might result to grid collapse. Sometimes some environmental issues, vandalism here and there, the TCN towers are being attacked. All these scrap dealers, they go and attack the tower, dismember the tower, and by the time the tower collapses. Naturally, supply will be, distorted or disrupted, and nobody gets supply. So these are some of the factors that, can, inform the grid collapsing.
Okay.
If the quantum that is generated is not enough to stabilize the grid will collapse. If it's too much, the grid can collapse. So there's a whole lot of factors that can, inform grid collapse. There's no single issue or challenge that you can say is responsible.
But one will begin to wonder why we are not having these national assets, because that's what I choose to call them, national assets. If we are talking about power, the power sector, which a lot of business growth and development depend on for their survival, I choose to call it a national asset. So why are we not having these national assets protected, secure? Shouldn't we have been maybe security personnel,
Yeah, I mean, you're correct. You're correct in saying that. But if you know where these infrastructures are situated, you now answer this question that you've asked. There are places where you have these lines that people cannot even live there, but they radiate through communities, and that is where our involvement is needed. In your community, an infrastructure that has been sited in your community, and you're there, you allow it to be attacked. We're all responsible in ensuring that these critical infrastructures are protected. Quite agreed. The civil defense, I think it falls under their
because I know
purview.
they are,
But
they are
how
saddled
many
with that responsibility
are
to
they?
protect
Where
our
and where
national
can
assets.
they be at every point in time? So we need to work together. It's just like policing the country. They say information. You need information. If you see something, say something. There's a community in Imo State, I think around Mbise, a transmission station was sited there, constructed. I understand it's 90% constructed in a community. That's a massive project that happened in that community. And they allowed it to be vandalized. They cannibalized everything. Even the control room has been set up. So who is to blame? People are living in that community, and they allow such infrastructure to be attacked. So we are all involved in this. It's not just leaving it to the security. The security guys are not spirits. People live within those areas. Even bring it home. You have transformer in your neighborhood, and these transformers are attacked almost on a daily basis. They drain the oil, they cut the cable. Sometimes they even lift the transformer. Do you know what it takes to lift a transformer? A Hayabi is involved. So people are just watching, and they allow this thing happen.
Maybe sometimes.
So we need to be responsible. That is where I'm driving at. We need to be responsible in ensuring that these infrastructures are protected. It's serving you. An individual will throw the whole area
into darkness.
Single individual. So there's need for us. It's a call to action. People need to be more responsible. We need to imbibe that ownership culture see this as our own. It's affecting us. If you see people fiddling with the transformer, you need to know, ask questions. Who are you? You know, ask for the identity card to be sure that they are people that are meant to be there.
Because most of the time, knowledge, they say, is power. What you don't know, you don't know. Lots of times, people may just see what's something going on there and they'll feel, okay, it is coming from the companies. You understand what I mean? But then, now that you've let us know, I hope the viewers are learning better. When you see movements, when you see activities around these equipment, you just need to raise alarm.
Even in another side to it, I don't know if you're familiar with these people that hook up wire to steal energy. They use bamboo to hang wire to use energy.
There's a street language where
tapping, hooking up of
tapping.
They steal power. Sometimes in the process of doing that, the wire bridges. It goes to the transformer, it hits the transformer. The whole neighborhood will be out. That's a single individual trying to do that. Some of us have our neighbors doing that. What do you do when you see such people? Do you report or you just allow it? And when the transformer packs up, everybody is out. Who is to blame? So the earlier we, get involved, we need to get involved.
And the worst thing is, people who indulge in these activities, you know what they consider themselves to be? Smart people. They just feel it's being
Some
smart.
even lose their lives in the process. Wire drops and they electrocute somebody. It has happened in the network. So these are some of the things that, when you talk about ensuring that infrastructures, critical infrastructures are protected, all of us, we have a role to play in ensuring that those infrastructures are protected.
And again, is the fact that maybe you may need to speak to this one. The need for our people to reorientate their mindset. The impression around is if it is government business, it's actually nobody's business. You understand the point?
Yeah, we are government. We are the government.
So you got it.
So it's our business. It's our business. You made a point that electricity is central to our, existence. Is it industries? Is it schools? Factories? They all need electricity. So and households. So when you have this at the back of your mind, you know that whatever happens to the infrastructure will disrupt this whole ecosystem. We need to change our orientation. We need to come to terms with paying for this service. It's a service that needs to be paid for. You need to come to terms with protecting the infrastructure that is serving you, be it transformer, be it meter, be it lines and all that. People push down our poles and vandalize the bare conductors. These are things that are happening within the network. And they are not spirits, they are human beings. And they happen within our communities, our environment, and nobody is talking. So it's no longer government. For instance, the distribution space is private enterprise. Okay? So if you think you're doing the government, we're just doing ourselves, because we are the ones that will still suffer the inconveniences that will come from it.
Well, I hope that this actually it's going to go down well to the target audience, for people to understand the implications behind some of the activities which we carry out around electricity, equipment. And quickly now, the Memphis Electricity Distribution Limited is now responsible for power distribution in Enugu State.
Enugu State, yeah.
How far has it gone? How well so far?
Yeah, so far so good. Of course, before now we are under the larger umbrella until last year, EEDC, until last year, when the states enacted their own law and set up the Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEPA was licensed to take up that responsibility. And we've been doing our best to ensure that we deliver good service to our customers. And our customers have been testifying that things are really changing. We have a lot in stock for our customers, and with their support, we will get to where we want to get to. We are not there yet. We're just, taking off. But I can assure you that with the plan that we have, a lot will need to happen, and customers will be better for it. All we ask for is support. We can't get tired of asking for this support.
When you say support,
because
how in what form? In what
okay,
sense
we
now?
just talked about protecting the infrastructure. We
That's
talked
key.
about
That's
paying.
one.
Talked about paying your bills.
Let's look at the payment of bills now. Are the citizens responsive? How responsive are they?
I mean,
Is there a challenge around the?
there's a challenge around it. People are paying. Some people are not paying. People are stealing. Some people are not stealing. Okay, is a mix of issues, but the support we need from our customers range from paying their bills, avoiding all these illegalities, hooking up of wires, bypassing of meters, connecting to the network when you've not even registered. You have a lot of people that they build their homes, they just connect to the grid and they are using the power without paying. Those are part of the challenges that we also experience. You have people that will be metered, and instead of allowing the meter to record their consumption, they go divert the load. The meter will not be seeing all that they are consuming in their homes. This is a major challenge, and they account to the losses that we record on a daily basis. So while we acknowledge that we are not where we want to be, we want every effort we make, to deliver the needed results so that we can move to the next phase. So it doesn't make any business sense for us to be making effort and people are dragging us back. All these people stealing energy, all these people vandalizing infrastructure, they are pulling us back. So that is what I mean by support from our customers.
Okay, I would personally want to give it to you at the moment that I think the city, Enugu, has actually been enjoying, very good supply of power. If I have my bell in the city, I'm going to ring it. I'll ring it for you because,
Thank
yes,
you
of
very
course,
much.
a good number of areas in Enugu will attest to the fact that power is actually being steady. It's actually been steady.
It's
But
a
then,
conscious effort by the business. Maintenance, routine maintenance, replacement of equipment where they need to be replaced. And I know, like I said, there are grounds to cover. There's a lot of projects that we need to do, and we need funds to do that. Those funds are not readily available, and that's why we're taking it one step at a time.
at a time. Okay, before we go, the issue of metering, prepaid meter, a lot of citizens have actually come to embrace that metering system, prepaid meter. It's taking us away from, what did you call estimated billing. You understand? Now, one can easily sit in the comfort of his room and then he recharges his light. And it's pay as you go. When the quantity you buy, you use. When it gets exhausted, you buy again. If you don't buy, you don't use. Yeah. So I think it makes the whole system very, very effective and seamless. So, but then, not everywhere is metered. So I don't know what plans the manpower is having with this regard.
Yeah.
Any hope for the people who are not metered yet?
Sure. We talked about funding. Funding is a major constraint, and that has not allowed us, execute most of the initiatives or projects that we have outlined. But metering is also part of it. And it's also important to mention that the regulator has also designed some metering programs to serve as a stopgap in closing the gap. I think about 2 months ago, we deployed some meters to our Band A customers. You know, these are customers that are paying higher than every other, and the whole idea is to meter them and ensure that they are able to manage their consumption. It's ongoing as well. These customers didn't pay for these meters. The disco is the one that will pay for the meters. There's also the ones that customers will pay and they are reimbursed. That's the MAP, meter asset provider.
Okay.
We have meter vendors that bring meters and meter our customers, and we reimburse the customers as they recharge the meter over a period. So that one is running. There's also one that we are hoping to kick off any moment, where customers will not pay for these meters. So these are metering.
Who is responsible for this one? The government or
is a loan? Is a loan. World Bank assisted facility. You know that the distribution companies are benefiting from. So we'll get some meter, and some of our customers that are not metered will be metered.
And this will be free.
It's free. So metering is an ongoing thing. If we have meter to meter all our customers today, there are buildings that are springing up around.
On daily now, in Enugu especially.
Need meter. You know? So metering is an ongoing thing. So I want to appeal to our customers, you know, like what we experienced when we were metering our Band A customers. A couple of them were rejecting these meters.
Why was that so?
I mean, reasons best known to them. You know, some people have activities going on within their space, and the regulator has said you should build them using cap. So they're hiding under the cap and they are consuming more. So the meter will expose them because they are going to be paying for actual energy they are using. So
are you saying there are actually customers who prefer the estimated billing system?
I'm saying that.
Like seriously?
But you know, when we say it, people think we are kidding. We're not kidding. There are people that you've installed meter for, they come and tell you that they want to go back
to estimated billing.
But you can't go back. The whole idea is to have everybody metered. So once you're metered, the onus is on you to begin to imbibe that energy management culture, attitude. Okay? Turn off appliances when not in use. Refit your bulbs with LED or energy-saving bulbs, and buy energy-saving appliances, okay, so that you be able to reduce your spending on energy. So the appeal is when the meter comes, they should allow us install those meters, because it's in our best interest for all our customers to be metered. Estimated billing does not pay us. People feel, or they have this impression that we are.
That is to your own advantage.
No.
Okay.
No. It's not to our own advantage. Our advantage is for everybody to be metered.
We hear that the federal government, I don't know how true this may be, but it's just within there, that the federal government actually has secured, or rather it's on the verge of securing funding for meters to be distributed, or rather trying to secure fund for the GENCOs, for the DISCOs, I beg your pardon, for the distribution companies across the federation to be able to meter all customers. Then if that's true, our concern now is now that Enugu has pulled away and is now operating on an independent scale, Manpower Electricity Distribution Limited. If that is true, will Manpower be able to benefit from such federal government efforts?
Of course, it will benefit. Manpower is still a subsidiary of the holding company, EEDC. EEDC is the one that interfaces with the federal.
Okay.
By way of contracts, loans. There are some loans that has been advanced to EEDC, which is imparting on the subscos. So if we have such arrangement, Definitely, manpower. Customers within manpower will benefit.
Oh.
Likewise, customers within other states where EEDC has interest. So, like you rightly pointed out, there are lots of programs, targeted at metering our customers. The one that I made mention of is assisted by the World Bank. We are hoping that the whole arrangement will be concluded so that the meters will begin to go out, and customers are not paying for it.
They are not paying for it.
They are not paying for it.
Because there again is a concern about who really owns the meter. Is it the customer, the landlord, or is it the distribution company? You understand? So if I'm made to pay for my meter, well, I'm going to pack out from the building anytime.
And I told you you'll be reimbursed. You paid for the meter. You just bridged that funding gap. Okay? I don't have money to buy this phone. You gave me money to buy the phone. Okay? And you're going to be reimbursed.
And then the process is upon recharging.
As you're recharging, a fraction of the cost of that meter will be given to you. I got a call from a customer. He said, are you people giving bonus? Are you people giving bonus? They say some people are getting bonus. You're not getting bonus. The extra is the fraction of the cost of that meter that you're getting.
Okay.
Okay. If you're buying let's assume you're buying 10,000 naira energy, and let's assume is supposed to be 30 units, and you get 40 units or 45 units. That extra is a fraction of the cost of that meter, which you are getting by virtue of.
And over time it will be covered.
Over time you'll get the things, and everybody. It's a win-win for everybody.
Okay.
The only thing is that you're providing the funds for this meter to be procured. The meter is tied to the building. You can't move the meter to anywhere. It's the property of the distribution company, because you're going to be refunded for that.
And not even the property of the land of the house owner, maybe the landlord. All right, Emeka is a good place to leave it. Thank you for coming. Dear viewer, you've heard it from the mouth of the horse. He has come to clarify that the notification of 10 days of darkness, a media body actually reported 10 days darkness in Enugu. So no need to get scary about it anymore. No need to go out there getting panicky, going to buy fuel to, no need. All of that, not necessary. He has just given us the clarification. Besides, he has equally told us that the exercise that was supposed to start yesterday has been suspended. It's been cancelled. So when next they come up with it, maybe we may bring him around again to come and inform us. So thank you very much, Emeka, Head Communications, Manpower, Electricity, Distribution Limited, for being with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, it's time to go. My name is Chris Anibogo. Bye for now.